LinkedIn is great, but only if you do it the right way. And we're going to talk about the five biggest mistakes small businesses are making on LinkedIn, even in 2024. My name is Sean Hill. I am the LinkedIn coach, and I help small businesses generate leads and profits on LinkedIn. And so we're going to get right into this video. We're going to be talking about those mistakes and stay around till the end because the last one, number five, is the biggest mistake that businesses are making. If you miss out on this one, guess what? The other four don't even really matter, but they all matter. So let's get to it. Number one, they show up and throw up. Well, what do I mean by show up and throw up? In other words, they show up, they hear that LinkedIn is such a great place. It has over a billion businesses and professionals on there. Just they hear all this great information about LinkedIn, and then they just say, "Hey, why not?" So what happens? They show up on LinkedIn, throw up a profile, and then throw up in people's inboxes with these cold DM messages. That just will not work. It just won't work. What ends up happening is that when people ignore them or report them and they get their profiles deleted, or they just get frustrated. It's like, this doesn't work. No, it's not that it doesn't work. It's just that you're doing it the wrong way. You can't just show up on LinkedIn, throw up a profile, throw up in people's inboxes, and think you're going to get sales. It just does not work like that. So showing up and throwing up is number one. Number two, they post and ghost. I was talking to a young lady the other day. She was so excited about LinkedIn. She was like, you know what? I heard about it. It sounds great. I just filled out the form. This is literally what she said. I filled out the form for LinkedIn, and I'm just really excited about it. And so I asked her, okay, so what is your strategy on how you're going to succeed on this platform? And she said, well, I'll just start posting. Family, that will not work. Simply posting on this platform will not get you the sales, the connections, the networking that you want to have. The main reason is that you can't treat LinkedIn like you treat TikTok, like you treat Instagram. You can't just post here and think you're going to get traction. This is not those. This is not that. The power of this platform is in networking, in the connections that you meet. Only, in fact, I've just seen different numbers, but only about 1% of LinkedIn, or probably between 1 and 5%, even post. Most people just kind of go, they network, they socialize, they lurk. There's a lot of lurking on LinkedIn. They lurk, but they're not posting. Now, am I saying that you shouldn't post? No. But to think that you're just going to show up on LinkedIn, post a few things, and the sales are just going to flood you, it just doesn't happen that way. So posting and ghosting will not get you the results you want to see. That's mistake number two. Mistake number three, profile not optimized. So many people jump on LinkedIn and their profile is just not optimized. It just doesn't look good. On the other platforms, your profile is not that big of an issue. It's like, okay, if I'm on TikTok, profile is not that big a deal. It's what I'm sharing. It's what I'm posting. That is the key. On Instagram, pretty much the same thing. Yeah, you have your link in the bio, blah, blah, blah. But your profile is not that big a thing. On LinkedIn, it's totally opposite. Because even if somebody likes what you post, they're going to come check you out. And if your profile is not optimized, you are going to waste a huge opportunity. Remember, you only get one chance to make a great first impression, and your profile is your business card, is your impression on this platform. So you want to make sure it's optimized. I'm not going to get into all how you optimize your profile on this video. I'm going to do other videos about that, but just make sure, one, at least that the information is updated. Some of us have had profiles from 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and never updated them. So even the information is old. At least, at a minimum, let's make sure that we are updating the information at a minimum. All right, coming in at number 4 is they put sales over relationships. That's right, sales over relationships. Remember, LinkedIn is a marathon, not a sprint. So if you're just coming in and your first initial goal is just to get sales, and you're just hard pressing people, cold DMing, throwing up in the inbox, and you're not trying to really build relationships with people, this will not work. This is not that. This is not that. And so the long-term goal is to establish relationships. Use LinkedIn as a networking opportunity. You know, you wouldn't go, I would hope that you wouldn't go to most networking events and the first time you meet somebody, you're throwing a business card in their hand and asking them to buy. In fact, let me rephrase that. You're not even throwing a business card in their hand. You're throwing a purchase order in their hand. You're putting a purchase order in their hand saying, look, you know you need this. Go ahead. I know I just met you, but why don't you sign on the dotted line and purchase this product? That's just not going to work. It really is not. Prioritize relationships over sales and watch how this particular platform really is going to reward you. And this is, I think, the most important one is they don't engage. They don't engage. They have, even if they have a good profile, even if they're prioritizing relationships over sales, if they're doing all those other things, but they don't engage with people, then this will not work. Once again, think of this as a networking event. How would it look if you're sharp, you're dressed sharp, you have a great personality, you go to a networking event, and you just sit in the corner and wait for people to come to you? That is not going to be successful there, and it certainly won't be successful on LinkedIn. You have to engage. And how do you engage? You make sure that you go and you connect with people. You send them connection requests. You comment on their post. You get to know that person, and I'll talk more about engaging later. I'll break all of these down and how do you do this on this platform. But if you just sit there and you're waiting for the world to come to you, it will not work. So this is one of the, if not one of the most important parts. And let me give you a secret on how to have success. And that is, in that feed, make sure that you're looking for people who are your ideal audience and engage with them. Like their stuff, give good value comments, not just, whoop, that was great, da 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 da. Good value comments. Reach out to them, connect with them, build those long-term relationships, and so that they get used to seeing you, you're providing value, you're connecting with them, and that's going to be the key to your success. All right, if you are struggling with generating leads wherever, but if you're definitely B2B and you're struggling generating leads, LinkedIn is where you need to be, but only if you do it the right way. So go from sad to glad. All you have to do is DM me or just go to www.yourlinkedinleads.com and get on my schedule. Let's have a conversation. I look forward to talking to you. LinkedIn is a great place to be, but only if you do it the right way. This is Sean, the LinkedIn coach, and I'll see you on the next video.